Oh my God, they came over here to talk to them that they violated. Yo, they violated them. They violated them. No, they violated them. Oh, they not stopping.
Jesus.
That is sickening.
Holy crap. Okay, well, so, I think there's a good opportunity to talk about this little viral video going around. I'm Mark. This is my buddy Nick. Welcome. You're usually sitting over there producing the show, and we're kind of implementing a new thing over here.
Yeah, we're gonna tap into Mark's resources of being a police officer for over 2 decades, and I'm pro cop, so it's gonna be a good show.
But we want to talk about this viral video thing going around. It's a crazy thing. Can you hear the sound or not? No, I threw you off, huh? Yeah. No, the other viral video, there's that strange tone that some people can hear. You heard about that one?
Yeah, I played it. My dog started barking.
No, I'm just fucking with you, man. No, but anyway, the NYPD thing, it's a very serious thing going on. The video's been going around now for a couple days, and there's a lot of conversation about how come the officers didn't just go out and arrest these guys.
Why didn't they tase them? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, I would have tased them.
So there's a thing going around right now in society where people seem to have lost a lot of respect for officers, whether it's I don't know. Nobody knows the answer to it. I mean, we can blame society. We can blame the media. We can blame celebrities out there. We can politicians. It's a combination of maybe all of it. And the reason probably, I mean, I can only assume what these officers were thinking when it was going on. Basically, you watch the video. These two officers are trying to make an arrest, and they're getting pelted with water buckets, I don't know, water bottles. Looks like all kinds of water getting thrown at them, and they're just going about their day like nothing is going on, and they're just taking it. And some people saying they're taking the high road. Others say, why aren't they doing anything? And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So, I mean, what do you see in this whole thing?
I see an erosion of a community that once had a fond respect of police and firefighters that has evaporated in a matter of 17 years since 9/11. I mean, everybody was pro-cop, pro-police officer in the New York City boroughs and everything. And seeing this, I've never been to New York, but I know a lot of people that come from New York. They're very proud of their city, and this is not a proud moment.
Well, when people think cops, it's LAPD and NYPD. They're the biggest departments in the country, and everyone always looks up to NYPD officers, and to see these officers, I mean, I can't tell the age or how old they are or when they grew up, when they got on the department, but for them to have been so, I guess I should say reserved, is it's tough to watch, because when I started 26 years ago, if that happened to me, if that happened to any officer 26 years ago, it would have been a totally different result. And not to say it would have been criminal what we did, but there would have been consequences. And back when I started, I mean, we're talking way before Rodney King. There was no famous Rodney King video. There was cameras were only on film. People didn't carry cell phones with cameras built into them like they do now. So the reaction would have been instant and without thought. There's going to be consequences. These guys are going to be taken to the ground and punished and then arrested, and if not even a trip to the hospital. So what these guys did, I think, is a result of many years of recent years of society saying, "Hey, why are these officers jumping the gun and beating the crap out of these guys for something for this?" Well, I mean, they weren't even armed. Well, I'll put it to you this way. What was going on with these officers? It was actually an assault, and you could even say a battery, because a battery is an unwanted touching of a person, whether it's an officer or any other citizen. Whether I do this and you didn't want that, it's considered a battery. I mean, if I'm pouring water on you, it's the same thing. You didn't want that, and so the charge would be accordingly. With officers, I'm sure NYPD is just like any other department. A charge of battery on a police officer would be actually the charge, which is a felony. So for those officers to have just ignored it is mind-boggling to me. But I also see a situation where they were thinking they just don't want to deal with the paperwork involved and the backlash. And I mean, there's cell phone videos everywhere. They probably heard the heckling. They probably felt outnumbered. I don't know what was going through their minds, but like I said, back in my day, that would have been handled a whole different way, and I get it.
Well, the mayor of New York has made it very clear that he's probably not pro-police. We can probably say that. I mean, the NYPD turned their backs on him. There was a video.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the tweets from Giuliani, who was one of those cops, mayor that respected the police officers, and he brings up 9/11, and he brings up all the touchy points where you don't treat police like that, and he's calling out the mayor, saying, "Hey, under my watch, this crap wouldn't have happened," and he's actually right, because NYPD is not known for that type of punishment that they're taking. It's horrible to see.
My solution is register to vote in New York. If you're a New York citizen, vote Bill de Blasio out, vote the city council out, and find some candidates that are pro-cop, pro-policing. I mean, not all cops are bad. I don't know why we've gotten down to this rabbit hole that all cops are bad. I've know plenty of them. This guy including, and met his friends and their friends, and I just don't get it. Like, I'm afraid this is going to escalate into a situation where they're going to start masking chemicals and things in the water, and it's going to put our officers in danger.
Well, and I heard somewhere where this is a challenge. And I mean, if this is a challenge, holy crap! Don't let this be a challenge, because I'll tell you what.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
These NYPD officers are not necessarily. You're not going to get the same reaction from every single officer. I mean, you try that in L.A. I think it would be a totally different result. Try that in LA if it's a challenge. Try that in another agency. Try it somewhere in Texas. Try it if it's a challenge. Got to help you guys, because I'm talking about the guys that want to pour water on officers. It's not a good challenge that you're going to win. Don't think that NYPD is going to be indicative of what's going to happen to you nationwide, because forget about it.
Well, like I said, the challenge that should be constant is go give a bottle of water to an officer. She or he is working a long day. It's hot out.
There you go. That's the kind of challenge that people can get behind. Yeah. The bottled water challenge. Go give. It's hot right now. There's record temperatures all across the country. Go give an officer a bottle of water. If you're going to start a water challenge, start a bottled water challenge, and hashtag bottled water challenge. We'll get that thing going.
Sealed though, so
sealed. Yeah. Make sure it's sealed, because officers are definitely cognizant of that kind of stuff. They're not just going to take I mean, not everybody's evil out there, you know. I mean, how all the years I was out there, we'd be sitting on a crime scene, doing a perimeter, and some random lady would come out of her house with water, and cookies and whatever,
Tamales.
you know, tamales. And it was great, you know. And nowadays, I mean, you got to be you're scared to accept that stuff, and it's sad that society has taught everybody that we need to worry about that stuff. But just like the citizens have adjusted the way they look at officers, officers kind of have adjusted the way they look at citizens, because some conversations start out, "Hey, officer, you know, what do you think about this?" And you're thinking they just want to talk about have a good conversation. The next thing you know, it goes dark, and well, my cousin was shot by an officer, and you guys are bullshit, and then you're on the defensive, and it's tough, and so it's a tough career, it's a tough job. You know, respect goes both ways, and that's about all I can say about that. But you know, I think it's a good thing that we can sit and review these videos and talk about it, and kind of give you kind of a glimpse into the world, the police world that you don't necessarily see.
Yeah, and just news in the last couple days is that they are arresting people that contributed to some of these videos. So go through that to close it all out. I mean, I would throw the book at them.
So we're 3 days out from this happening, and it was breaking news, I think, early this morning. We're at about 7 p.m. 8 p.m. West Coast time, and Mountain time, and I think it's 10 o'clock this morning. It was getting reported that they had 3 suspects in custody for the assault, and I don't know what the charges are. I'm sure that's all going to get out at some point, but I know they're doing the right thing. And it sets the tone that stuff isn't going to be tolerated, because, like I said, if people think that's going to be a fun little challenge to go drench cops with bottles of water and buckets of water, you got another thing coming, because you do that to the wrong officer, they could take that as a direct threat. They don't know what's in that water. It could be poison for all they know, and I mean, someone's going to react with deadly force to it, and then we have a whole other issue going on, and people are going to get upset about that. And it's like, well, you know, the media is making us they're downplaying the consequences of how this could go. And
can they be charged with destroying equipment?
So
batteries,
like I said, it's a chargeable offense. It was a chargeable offense from the very beginning. I don't know what their thinking was. Why they didn't make an arrest, I guess they were already arresting somebody, but they could have called other officers and said, "Hey, man, get over here. We need backup. We got potential rioting going on," or whatever. But arrest should have been made immediately. The charges that I saw was the obvious battery with the water, assault. There was some public afraid charges, because they're screaming and yelling, and it seems like they had the potential to start a riot. I mean, there was several charges that could have come out of that, whether they want to throw the book or keep it at the obvious charges. I mean, that's something. The way that we usually did is we threw the book at them and let the attorneys figure out what. You let it go to court and figure out what you're going to let them plead to down the road, but at least you have charges for them to face consequences.
Well, that's good to know. Like we always preach, support the thin blue line, the officers that are out there every day and protecting the cities and counties and anywhere and everywhere between in the United States. It's a very noble job that seems year by year and day by day it isn't as noble as people are viewing it, and I hope these videos that we do can highlight the good and the bad and really lift the officers up.
Lapel videos are huge right now. I mean, we're gonna look at 20 lapel videos a day and analyze these things. And
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll start analyzing these things. If you guys got videos that you want us to talk about, send them in. We'll look it over and we'll go over it on the air, and we'll kind of give our 2 cents about it. And
yeah, funny stuff.
Yeah.
Anything.
yeah, cops do funny stuff too.
Yeah,
I mean,
community policing at its finest. You know, the basketball skills that you wanted to showcase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love seeing those videos. Not just, we don't just want to see negative stuff. We want to see positive stuff, and we'll talk about it, analyze it, and have some fun with it.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Later.